Yes, and greetings to everyone. Yes, massives, the reggae world, heads of governments, the young women of Jamaica in the track and field has shown, has shown the world that being black and being poor, and some of them are rising out of some of the ghettos in Jamaica, has shown the world that good does come out of Jamaica. Good does come out of Israel. Good does come out of Trenchtown. So how come it's been over 60 plus years since reggae music has been sending the messages to the people, to the world? How is it that Jamaica still, when I say Jamaica, I mean the majority of people in Jamaica who are black and poor, yes, and not privileged, not privileged. That's why most of those who excel in academia and other things have to leave Jamaica, go to other countries and excel, while still carrying the name of Jamaica, while still honoring as ex officio ambassadors of Jamaica, male and female. How is it? How is it that they have to leave to shine? America loves to talk about opportunities. Say they create opportunities for people. Not really so. No. There are areas where you can excel, of course, but then you have to know the channels to take. Because remember, when Bob came into Trenchtown, even in Trenchtown at that time, there were very brilliant, bright, brainy youths, people there, elders with wisdom, the wisdom of even from Solomon and the prophets, biblical wisdom, spiritual wisdom, yes, who were there. And yet, you didn't hear Jamaica talking about those people. Some of them went to the best of high schools and universities and excelled from both the University of the West Indies, travel to foreign lands and excel and build up the backbone of foreign lands like America, the United Kingdom, England and its territories, Canada and other places. Do you know that? Would you really know how many people in my travels I have met in various places who have controlled certain positions in other countries? Yes, and they come from Jamaica originally, and they come from the poorest of families in Jamaica originally. Now why is it that even after so long, so many years, one have to leave Jamaica to find the opportunity that Jamaica should have provided for them? 60 plus years we have given reggae music to Jamaica, and yet still I have seen Jamaica. It has been written and printed in papers in Jamaica and other countries that Jamaica is trying to really recapture its reggae dominance? Yes. Now, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Remember when Bob, who was a messenger of the people, came to live with us in Trenchtown, and Cardo was there. Alright? So as many more people, I'm not gonna call their names right now, because you have people waiting as vultures and parasites to steal information and turn it into a commoditization for sale, while they quickly control the printing presses and the magazines. Just like how in the days of slavery, whomever controlled the printing presses printed whatever they wanted to print. And over the years, as I can tell you this, very, very truthful, Rastafari and reggae music coming out of the Trenchtown ghettos. And trust me, people, check out I background where I come from. And you will see. Don't ask nobody out there that don't know this truth and the source from the beginning, at the beginning, in the beginning. You're asking the wrong people. You're asking people who are the pirates and vampires, as Bob says, keep sucking the blood of the sufferers. Those are the people you're asking about us. They don't know about us. Of course, they're gonna lie to you. And all you know is you just wanna run with whatever you can run with to the printing press and to the market in order to sell it. Yeah, and over the years, look how many people claim that they know Bob Marley. And it seems like everybody come from Trenchtown now, these days. You have man even not tell people say him is Bob Marley historian. Him is Bob Marley archivist. And him get close to man like Joe Higgs, yes, and other people, and try to ferret out certain amount of information out of them man there, giving them false promises, yes, which he know he would never fulfill. And him claim people calling themselves reggae musicologists, reggae historians, and writing books, and reggae journalists, and all kind of different name, and everybody know us, and everybody come out of Trenchtown. Yes, the liars, the deceivers. Bunny did write about them. You have one even call us old fire sticks, waiting to try to hesitatingly trying to publish bodies, art, and a big biography of Bunny's work. But I hope that Bunny Youth, Sensei, and and his other children just stand up and look out for what is coming next in the pipeline. Keep listening. Put it in a book, on a CD, whatever, just to sell it. That's how you commoditize the truth. Yes, and that's how you twist the truth. Remember, biblically, they said to Jesus Christ, can anything come out of Israel? Remember that? That's biblically. That's why we coined the phrase, the same statement for Trenchtown. Because prejudicially, and with the ostracism, denigration, castigation, demeaning, condescending, prejudicial attitudes of those who still remain from the slave masters' days and their offspring, who still control the runnings of Jamaica. They said the same thing about us in Trenchtown. Can anything Good. Come out of Trenchtown. That's why Bob, my brethren, my mentored brethren, whom I taught, and many people were there around him. He came to the right place. He did the right works. He delivered many of the messages. But guess what? Most of the messages were ignored. And most of the messages from him, Peter and Bunny, were missed. Were missed or were just ignored. In the interest of them making just money off of the beat of the music and the sound, and maybe they might have fell in love with the skin complexion of the messenger or the charisma of the messenger. But reggae music, as we all know, is a very, very hypnotic type of music. It calms the restless soul. Yes, but Trenchtown, where I and the other brethren come from, was a haven, a place. Yes, a place with a very dangerous name attached to it. A place where the people were denigrated, ostracized, looked down upon. Yes, I was there. I was one who was also ostracized. That's why, over the years, I have been a vehicle of explaining to the world, letting the people know that good does come out of Trenchtown. Did you not hear Bob sing that in the song Trenchtown Rock? Don't watch that. Trenchtown Rock. Are you a big fish or sprat? Trenchtown Rock. You reap what you sow. Alright? And we from Trenchtown, we have the history. We all know. For we were there at the beginning. In the beginning. From the beginning. Bob did his work. Buddy did his work. Peter did his work. Cherry did her work. Joe did his work. Raya did his work. Gladstone did his work. Yes, Junior Braithwaite did his work. And many, many others. Rastafari did their works. Good does come out of Trenchtown. But most of the messages were ignored. In the interest of those vampires, even Jamaican folks that tried to rip us off and rape the music, pirated the music, bait and switch Bob Marley, yes, and control the music of the Trenchtown people over the years, and continue while they put the messengers in the grave. They continue to rape and suck the blood of the sufferers. That's what that statement meant that you heard Bob Marley put in song. Did you also know that Bob, Peter and Bunny were delivering our messages to the people? And then other Rasta brethren were delivering the messages to the people. Third world messengers were delivering the messages to the people. The man, Professor Barry Evans, who used to go to George's with I and the other brethren, were delivering the messages to the people. Ian Boyd, JBC Profile TV, that interviewed I in Jamaica. Kathy Owens from CVM Television, Jamaica. Did you know that they were trying to send the messages of the Trenchtown people, the truth, to the world? Yes, and yet, today, 60 years since we have been doing that, since my creation of reggae, and those in the music industry who wanted only to pirate in the poor ghetto people such as Chris Blackwell and all of them and his cronies. Yes, a privileged white-skinned man. Yes, Bob Marley's skin was white when he came into Trenchtown, but his character and his mentality was not about prejudice, racism, or hatred. It was not about that. So was Peter and Bonnie. So we protected him, guided him, myself and Junior Braithwaite in the beginning, and our families and friends, near and far, protected him. Protected all of them. You see, in Trenchtown, with all the violence that was taking place around us, created by a system that wanted to get rid of us. And we all know that. But we send the messages in the music to liberate the people. Reggae by any other name is Rastafari music. And look how many they have killed out and still cause to be in suffering, even today as I, Cardo, speak. Yes, we free the people with music, from Trenchtown to the rest of the world, Africa, from all nook and cranny, in all crevices and corners of the globe. We free our people, Jah people, humanity, Rasta people, God's created people with reggae music. Yes, and until now, Jamaica, as with most of the world, you see what's happening. The poverty still reigns. Yes, poor people can still give the visitors to Jamaica a nice smile. Even in their poverty, they will smile and still treat you with respect and love and humanity. Even in their poverty, they can still smile. And they will be courteous to you. Check it out. That is a Jamaican for you. Yes, and we all know our history. However, sometimes our humility gets trodden upon by the enemy forces, which we all know. Yes, so our music, reggae music, Trenchtown people music, which began there, we shall all leave our names there. And as I have told the world in my writings over the many years, that you will find some on the internet, in the books and all that, and in my archival records, all true from the beginning, you will see the continuity of truth that we were really singing about. And then it's for you to decide, how is it that all these crucial messages were missed by the people? Because you see, a mentality was ingrained in some of our people that anything good come from overseas, anything good come from foreign to Jamaica, must be respected and must be adored and must be trusted, even without checking out the details, even without checking the facts. Yes, we love to give foreigners the benefit of the doubt. And foreigners will use money. Wet my palm now. Yes, when they enter to get to see, get access to anything that they so choose. Because certain people are poor and they will easily succumb to what money can do for their lives. Yes, money. when they ask Bob about money or how does it feel to be rich, I'm sure that you know the answer that Bob gave to them. Yes, we know. He told the world, we come from Trenchtown. Who were the we that he was singing about? Who were the we that he was talking about? When Tata, who wrote one of the songs and shared it with him, No Woman No Cry, one of his most classic songs that he sung, came from a Trenchtown brethren, Vincent Tata Ford. The world still do not know how many songs Bob Marley presented to the world, and Peter, which came right out of the Trenchtown people. Yes, we know, but you only have to have been there to really know the truth. So in this time, years have passed, messengers have passed along, and yet still the poverty still reigns in Jamaica, as it is in other countries. Most people would not believe this, but there is poverty I've seen all over the United States. Yes, in certain places, in certain cities, in certain towns, in certain states. Yes, yes, yes. And yet, it is known to be the most powerful and the richest country with the most billionaires on the planet with their dollars. Right here in America, people go to bed hungry. Right here in America, people are sleeping on the streets, homeless. Right here in America, people can't get food to eat. Right here in America, people can't get proper access to health care. Do you know how many people, black-skinned people, died off in the pandemic? And even before the pandemic even took root in America, the struggles of black people in America and other places. When you look at Brazil, how many people have died? When you look at in Jamaica, how many people have died? Most people have still not even known about which of their relatives might still be alive or be dead. It seems like today death is what defined us. Yes, death is what defined us. Seems like only the morticians and the funeral homes are reaping the unjust enrichments of the people who have perished. Yes, lavish funerals all over the place, and yet no one is asking why. Look how many have died from deaths in the COVID and other things that were preventable deaths. Look how many people. Do you know that? I work the hospital systems. I know that. Those who have died from medical mistakes, those who have died because they are poor, they can't afford to buy their expensive medications. Are you listening? Black and white skin has nothing to do with that. You got poor people whose skins are